Turn it off.
I can hear some air.
That's the air conditioning I'm turning off there, Paul. That lovely subtle beep. Good evening, one and all. Good evening, the world that is YouTube. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday evening. Stop making strange noises at me, air conditioning.
Hold on, let me turn this off.
We're definitely live because I can now see and hear myself. Welcome to our weekly Q&A here on the glory that is YouTube. You may notice some things are a little different this evening. We are trying something else. That logo up there, somewhere over Paul's head,
there it is. Hold on.
means we are now powered by StreamYard. It's a cool application that's built for doing this sort of stuff, and we're trying it out. And so far, so good.
Yeah, it's working.
You tell us, I think. I mean, certainly on here, this is going to really mess with the cameras and everything. All looks good. No one's saying anything bad. Hi, Phil. Hi, Paul. Hi, Bruce. Thanks for joining us again.
Hi, guys.
We're going to have a Boss Katana evening because, hey, the last one went incredibly well and you seem to like it. However, that's not to the exclusion of any other pro audio, recording-y, music-y, drum-y, whatever-y type stuff.
Oh, and everything apart from drums. I'm right talking about everything apart from drums.
Really? Are you sure? Are you sure?
You can have your hitty things.
Thanks, Matt. Everything looks great. We like that.
Yay!
Paul, you'll notice, and I are in sync tonight. This is one of the things we're trying to get over, or overcome, should we say? It was being quite frustrating that Paul was a good second out of sync at the end of last week. So we are doing our best to get over these issues. Good evening, Fernando. Fernando, where are you from? Just because I want to know, basically. I want to know how far we're reaching all of 2 minutes into tonight's show.
And also, it would also be good to know how they heard of this. Is it through a constant plugging, or is it through? Please come and visit us on a Wednesday.
So here's one for you. If you have organically, Canada, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Excellent. So if you've heard us from our YouTube channel, put a 1 in the comments. If you found us through someone saying something nice, put a 2. And if you found us from Facebook and our Facebook exploits, be that songs and videos and stuff like that, put a 3. So 1 for on our YouTube channel, 2 from somebody else, or 3 for Facebook. I've even probably changed those already because I'm making this up as we go. Through the Katana Facebook group. That's good. Nice. So that means our posts into Facebook groups are doing well.
No. Skip base number 1. Cool. Okay. So we've got a question there from Rafael. Is it Jesus? I always get confused.
I'd go with Jesus. Yeah.
Okay. Would you recommend or be against using the Boss Katana with a tube amp in a dry wet rig? Being where the Katana is the wet. No, that sounds great. That sounds like a good video.
Sounds like a very good. Have you got any valve amps you can put your hands on?
Just a couple. Yeah, that would be a good video actually. I've never done a dry wet mix. I think I've mentioned this before. Hey, there's someone from Blackpool, originally from Portugal. Excellent. That's a bit different. Blackpool, so
Blackpool, the Vegas of the North.
Black Vegas, yeah, Black Vegas.
Arizona, fantastic. We've got a good reach there.
Oh no! Well, it's good that. Well, hopefully we picked the right time. Hopefully this 8 p.m. BST is good for it's good for everyone. We tried to sort of do it at a time that was convenient, didn't we? But I never know if we actually did. Film it now. Changing the pickups. Cool.
So tell me about this dry wet mix idea, Paul. What does that actually mean to those of us who are not guitar players with enormous rigs?
So a dry wet mix. Now I always get confused between dry wet or wet dry wet and all that sort of stuff. Basically, we have a dry amp and you have a wet amp. So you have a dry amp, which is just your guitar signal, and then an effects amplifier as well. So it's almost like it's basically how we think of us in a studio. We've probably got a dry, almost like a sort of a dry wet. If you think of like sometimes when you just put your effects through your through your monitors.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So yeah, loads of people do it. I think you can get more clarity out of the effects and out of the guitar amp. So it's a really good way of doing it. And it's become sort of the popular thing recently. It's become the trendy thing. And for some reason, I'm normally right on this, and I've never done it, and I know I should. I need to do it.
I think I watched. Now I always call it Premiere Guitar, but of course, if you're from that side of the world, it's Premiere Guitar.com. Video, a rig rundown with Brian May's rig.
Yeah,
and I know he's big for the clean center and then wet stereo effects, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Across his 97,000 Vox AC30s.
Yeah.
How that works, who knows?
Yeah.
So that's the idea, is it? So you have a clean center channel and then a wet pair of outers or a wet spread.
That'll be wet, dry, wet if you did that. So so big stereos. You could have a wet amp, and your clean and your guitar amp. It could still be distorted, but your signal, your main guitar signal in the middle.
Cool. You're wandering off screen a little bit.
Sorry, I'm trying to read it. I do apologise. So yeah, our screens are reduced. My whole screen is reduced, isn't it? Because we're doing this.
Yes.
Okay. A couple of questions. Raphael again. Would you recommend or be against using the Boss Katana with? Oh, sorry, that's the same one. Sorry. Fernando Monterio.
Yeah.
Have you looked into the difference between foot volume and volume when assigning expression pedals on BTS? Have you looked into the difference between foot volume and? I haven't. Explain more. Explain what you mean.
Do you mean the volume control as in the volume control on the guitar, or the volume control, foot volume control, or have we missed something?
Well, the thing about the foot volume is you can set the foot volume to be at different places inside the amp. So you can have it like where you're basically creating volume swells from, instead of using your volume on your guitar. So you can have your effects still trailing even when you turn down, the foot volume, or you can have it, post amp, post effects, where you're turning everything down. So it's like a proper volume control.
Cool. Because I've only ever used a volume control early on. In fact, no, that's a lie. I used to use two on my live rig when I was playing guitar a lot. No, it's because the normal things apply. You've got no sound engineer, so I had a master volume control for solos.
Yeah.
To actually give myself some extra grief or whatever.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Solos. And then I had an input volume, which gave me the cleanup factor.
That's a really good way of doing it, because then I guess if you've got one of those, if you've got like a modern thing where like you've got an expression pedal and you're trying to trigger in the wah by pushing it forward, then you can still control the volume as opposed to going right full volume and then there's wah. Yeah, you can still bring it back a bit. Yeah, that's cool.
So I had two. I had an input volume and an output volume, which I know, and it got to the point where I had. This will give you the idea of the circa of me playing guitar full time in bands. I had a Korg A5.
Oh my word! Shocking.
No, at the time, brilliant, because I didn't use it for the distortions or overdrives. I used it for delays and choruses and things like that.
There was a thing that was made out of plastic. Yeah, it was like really soft plastic.
It was about 2 foot long. 5 buttons, all programmed. Really cool thing. But it wasn't very solid.
Ah, okay.
It was not very solid.
I worked at a music shop in Streatham. I'm sure you know it.
I do. It's not Gig Sounds, presumably.
It was Gig Sounds, yeah.
I used to get all my stuff from there.
Yeah, I bet you did. You probably came in when I was working there, just didn't know each other.
That'd be funny.
And I remember selling those Korg units, and they're a bit flimsy.
Sounded good. Not built terribly well. I remember my case, because it was on the road a lot, had a lot of super glue holding it together. But anyway,
right.
Hey, Mikey Aiton's in the house.
Hey,
good to see you, Mike.
Nice one. Hi, Mike. Okay, I can't get the wah to work off the GFC. James, can you go to my screen?
I certainly can.
Okay, let's explain that.
Come on, that's good. Now that's good, isn't it? We like that.
Slick. Okay, so pedal effects. Here is where you set the pedal effects for the wah. You've got a choice of pedal wah, pedal bend, which is basically a pitch shifter, or the wah 95E. The wah 95E is the Eddie Van Halen wah, and for some reason, probably the most versatile wah that comes in the Boss Katana, I think. So if you are trying out the wahs, check that one out. Well worth trying out. Now I could. Shall I try and do this? I don't want to sort of set it up so it's to people. Anyway, you go to assign function, and I can't remember how to do it. pedal effects, and you can set it in there, and that's how to set up your wah for doing that. Let us know if that's the way you've done it, and if it's not, Skip, let me know. And yes, I'll rig it up now, and we'll get it sorted out. Oh, Florida. Oh, nice. Delray, was that Delray? Where was it? Oh, wow, we've got loads of questions now.
Keep going then. Keep going.
Hold on, I'm absolutely lost. Hold on, I'm lost. James, do you know where we are? I've got it. Delray Beach. That sounds posh. That sounds brilliant. Paul, have you used the acoustic channel on the Katana? I've not been very successful with it so far. No, I haven't. To me, Paul, I don't think the Katana is suited for the acoustic channel. For an acoustic guitar, an acoustic guitar for a piezo pickup to go into an amplifier, the amplifier needs to have a tweeter because it needs that high frequency to come through. Now, the Boss Katana hasn't got a tweeter, so I can't personally see how it could work. I haven't tried it.
I'm going to show you the ultimate acoustic guitar. The acoustic guitar toy. If acoustic guitar is your thing,
yes,
that is what you need. That is the radial PZ Pre tone bone pedal.
What's the guy on it?
Pardon?
What's it got on it?
So effectively, it's a. No, this is where I have to work out which way's left and which way's right. So you've got two inputs. So you can have two different acoustic instruments going in, so you can switch between them. You've then got full EQ with notch filter to get rid of any kind of nastiness that's going into your PA. You can then have pre or post EQ balanced outputs. You've got a tuner loop, effects returns, boost pedal for boost option for solos. Very, very, very good piece of kit. My acoustic, my Patrick Eggle acoustic, has got a passive pickup in it. It's not active. There's no battery or anything. Right. So it absolutely needs one of these.
You need a preamp.
And when and I got this a million years ago at Digital Village in Romford when I was doing a job there one day. My problem with when I used to go to music shops a lot was I'd be hanging out doing a demo day or an install day for something, and by the end of the day I'd have spent my fee on something that I'd seen in the shop. Which is always an issue. You're getting sort of 300 quid for doing something and spending 400 quid on something else. So this was one of the things that I bought. I went to one of my mates, to Roy, who now works for a distribution company, and I can't remember what they're called. But he said, check this thing out, it's awesome. And I went, that's amazing. It's just a really, really versatile, very versatile box. They're a couple of 300 quid, but worth every penny if acoustic is your thing.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, I think that's great. And if you can find a way of, I tell you what you could do if you're plugging the acoustic into the Katana and using the acoustic channel is to take the DI out if you've got a DI out on the back of your Katana, and then plugging that into the PA, or plugging that into your recording interface. I always think, I'm quite a purist when it comes to acoustics. You've got to mic it up. To me, an acoustic. A piezo pickup never sounds like an acoustic guitar to me. Do you agree, James?
Absolutely. It sounds like a piezo pickup. It sounds horrible. Generally.
Yeah, it's too brittle, isn't it?
I don't understand why engineers at big gigs do their very best to make the thinnest, most nasal, horrible sound they possibly can.
I think it's just to reduce the feedback, because that's what they're doing. They're getting rid of all those low mids to stop it feeding back, aren't they?
Yeah, and it sounds. Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah,
that's my acoustic guitar feedback impression, which I think is actually pretty damn good.
Pretty good. Okay, next question.
Anthony, I've lost the questions because my phone is.
I've got them. Don't worry.
Over.
Anthony Zeri. I have 2 4x12 cabs. Gosh, that's some space.
Woohoo!
I want to get another Katana 100 and try a stereo setup. God, 2 4x12. Do you know what? I remember when 4x12s were like, everyone had 4x12s, and like no one does now. So well done, mate. They still sound amazing. I'd love a 4x12, but I just don't.
What's your little divided by 13? Is that
a 2x12? Yeah, it looks like a 4x12, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
No, it's like it's almost like a mini 4x12. It's about that big, and it's great because the speakers are one's there and one's there, so they're like diagonal. And
what have you got in them?
I think there's a cream back and a green back in there.
Interesting.
Yes. So you can mic up different.
Yeah.
But that I mean that speaker is amazing, but they're so expensive. It's like $1,000 just for the speaker cabinet.
Yes. Ouch. But hey, good speaker. But say my stroke was your Grossman.
Yeah.
I love that thing. I genuinely love that thing. I'm surprised you got rid of it. I really am. I mean, it's a big washing machine size thing, but it does sound fantastic.
Yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it? Yeah, that's
especially really when compared to my Marshall JCM 900, which I swapped out the speakers because it had GT 75s in, which sound.
Yeah.
They're not my favourite speakers, and I put some vintage 30s in, and they sound awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's a proper Marshall now to me. Yeah. It sounds like a Marshall.
Excellent.
I might actually get a creamback because everyone's saying creambacks are the new really versatile Celestion guitar speaker.
Yeah, I like creambacks.
I might get creamback right in the Grossman and see what I get.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry, I know we're talking Katana, but
so it's got 2 4x12s. Sorry, we went off on a bit of a tangent, didn't we?
Yep.
And try stereo. I think that'd be amazing, Anthony. Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be.
And next time you're playing Wembley, let us know how it sounds, because 2 4x12s in a pub gig is going to be offensive.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw. I mean, obviously the last time I saw a gig, but the last time I saw a 4x12 at a gig, you just know it's going to be a certain guitar player that's going to bring a 4x12 to a gig. You know it's going to be awesome. When
I first started gigging, it was the band that I loved seeing live. They were a brilliant band, but they were serious on their kit. Had an Ampeg 8x10 and an Ampeg Pro head for the bass rig. That was sort of the big heavy. You don't want to lift it thing.
Yeah.
The guitar player had 2 Marshall Plexis and 2 4x12s.
Jeez.
And the drummer had a big Ludwig double. But they were going out as a kind of Jimi Hendrix experience thing. They were amazing, but my God, were they loud in a pub?
As it should be.
Damn right.
Do you guys have any opinions on the Boss Katana versus the Fender Deluxe Reverb Tone Master? Yes. I haven't tried the Deluxe Tone Master. I know it's supposed to be amazing. And if I was going to get a Tone Master, I would get the Deluxe, not the Twin. Very different in the way that the Fender Deluxe does one thing. And it does one thing exceptionally well from what I've heard. And I've heard demos of it. Which is to sound like a Fender Deluxe, but not have the weight of a Fender Deluxe or a Fender Twin. While the Katana does, it's okay. Imagine like the Fender's a master of one. What are they? What's that saying?
Well, it's jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly, that's it.
Whereas the Katana is a jack of all trades, whereas the Fender masters one sound, and also has the industrial application if you want to cut glass.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's right. The thing that I'm hearing about these Tone Master amps is basically their digital recreations of single amps, and they sound amazing. They sound exactly like a Twin or a Deluxe. So yeah.
So would you say that a Deluxe with is a good pedal platform, or is that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I never liked the Twin. I never got on with Twins.
Twins sound great when you love that Twin sound. I mean, a 335 with some kind of overdrive pedal into a Twin for that kind of jazzy, bluesy, oozy sound is an amazing noise. Because everything can be controlled from the volume and the tone pickups controls on the guitar, and you can go from everything from a kind of creamy, smooth lead all the way up to, you know, break up and just that's the ultimate jazz rig for me. So it's jazz stroke blues stroke. The amp that I always really craved after, that no one seems to love, and certainly nobody loves them from a weight point of view, or apparently a stability point of view, is the old Marshall Blues Breakers.
Oh, people love them.
Yeah, but they weigh a metric and an imperial ton.
But wasn't that Marshall trying to do a Fender Twin?
Yeah, but I don't know what it was, because it's a totally different sound to a Twin. It's a Marshall ooze pedal almost. It sounds amazing, but you don't see them second hand. You do not see them on the second hand sites. So I think people keep them. People get them and keep them. And if they do go on Reverb or eBay or whatever, they go for silly money.
I remember I had a guitar student once that had, when I used to teach, had a Blues Breaker, and he had to have an attenuator with it. I think it was a Marshall attenuator.
Marshall Power Break?
It was a Power Break. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and you just couldn't turn. It was literally it was on whisper, and it was like,
right!
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, great sounding thing. But again, you know, like valve amps need to be cranked. That's why the Katana's so good, because you know, to get a valve amp to sing, it needs to go into an attenuator, an aux box, you know,
a torpedo,
tube amp expander. A torpedo, yes, but although a torpedo doesn't attenuate.
Does it not?
No. The Torpedo Studio doesn't attenuate. It's you can put it in. You can use it as a load box, but you can't turn down the actual.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you plug it into a speaker, it's as loud.
It's still going to blow your face off.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's the fact that you can basically turn off your speaker and then just go into, you know, and it sounds great. More questions. We're getting loads of questions, so we need to go through them. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, streams. Yeah, me and James are trying different things on the. We're trying this new StreamYard thing, so hopefully that's why the streaming's better off. Wet dry is distortion. This is Mike, and non-verb delay chorus on one amp, and the wet amp has the reverb and delays. Yeah, Alan Hines sounding fantastic. Alan Hines is the man. Fernando Monterio. This is 2 sections of the drop-down menu with the sign, the pedal, volume, and foot volume. Yes. Okay. 2 sections on the drop-down menu, which is assigning the pedal, volume, and foot volume. Yes. Oh, I see. All right. I see what you're saying. I tell you what. That'll be my next Katana video, Fernando. I'll work out exactly what's going on, and I'll do a whole video on it for you. How's that? Because that's I'm always looking for new Katana videos, because I think I've done every single effect, so it'd be good. It'd be really good to to do that. The Fender Tone Masters are tempting me, yeah, Mike, and me as well. I think I'd like one of them. It's great for gigging. Without, you know.
So are they Class D? So they're light.
Yeah, they're light. They're digital. Yeah, they're digital. I don't know. I don't know what the power amp is inside it, but yeah, it's not valve.
Cool.
Howdy from Sebastian, Florida. Nice. Hi, Mike. Nice Daytona Beach, Florida here. God, lots of Floridas. I think it's a big old place, though.
Well, they are in serious lockdown at the moment.
Are they?
In Florida, yeah, they're in a
that's
very
very
serious lockdown kind of way.
Oh, bless you guys. Oh, I bet you're missing all that lovely beaches and stuff. I love my Katana 100. After watching you on YouTube more than ever, I thought I would. Oh, great. I'm glad you enjoy the 100. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Good amp.
I'm thinking of getting one, actually.
You should get one.
I'm thinking of getting one, yeah.
Do you know what? Get a Mark 1 if you can, because I want a Mark 1 to do some Mark 1 videos.
Okay.
So, yeah, get a Mark 1.
I'll see if I can find one on the eBay.
Nice. Rose Bay Pedal Co. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, Rose Bay Pedal Co? Do you make pedals? Is that what you do? It'd be interesting to know.
We'd like to try some of those.
We'd like to try some of them. I like to go into compressor before other effects. Am I right thinking you can't assign a built-in compressor at the beginning of a chain? Okay, let's go and James, can you switch me over to the screen, please?
I'm loving this, mate. This is great.
Awesome.
We almost look pro. Right, can you drag the compressor?
No.
First point.
Basically, you can't. Here are your chains. So the booster is always at the front. This is my thing as well. And I've got to be honest. Hold on. Who asked that question? Phil. Phil, yes, this is my problem with the Katana. Now, people do say that there is an application, and I can't remember what it's called. It's a third-party application where you can basically change around the effects inside the Katana. I tried to download that application. It kept crashing, so it was a waste of time for me. I'm exactly the same as you. I like my compressor to go, or guitar compressor into the booster. So you're compressing before you go into your distortions, etc. And unfortunately, the Katana can't do that, and I wish it could. And hopefully, they will fix that at some point. I mean,
that'd be good.
Yeah, if you're like me, sometimes I'll go into a compressor before I go in there anyway. So it's,
so
just
you've got a pedal compressor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Matt, hi Matt, how you doing? Dan got a shout out on the Adam Buxton podcast following his interview with Ed O'Brien Radiohead. He played the session based on his podcast. Oh, excellent! Oh, Dan just gets everywhere, doesn't he? Dan Hawkins is the bass player in the Studio Rats. So any sort of music that you hear with bass on it, that's old Danny boy.
That's Dan-O.
So hold on. So Dan.
Paul,
Dan played bass.
Your head's being cut off, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate. So Dan played bass on on Ed O'Brien Radiohead. Oh no, I see. I get it. No, yes, yeah. Dan was talking about that. Adam Buxton. Yes, he played bass on some podcasts. Yeah. Yes. Has anyone tried the Katana 2x12 rather than the 1x12? Yeah, I'd like to know that. I'd like to know how different it sounds.
That's the one I was trying to get, actually.
You love big things, didn't you?
I love a 2x12.
No, and I'm with you on that. But haven't you got enough gear in your studio? Where are you going to put that?
Ask me one on sport. No, in fact, don't ask me one on sport. I'm already filling the next studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm already plotting for the next studio.
I think the Katana is a great. It's a great amp. It's a great amp. If it just sounds. It's really versatile.
I'm going to sell the PV because, quite frankly, it never gets switched on.
Oh, they are then perfect. Yeah. Why don't you get the head? Why don't you get the Katana head?
Because I like the idea of if I do ever go and play out, I've got a guitar amp that's not my Marshall.
Fair dues. That's a fair.
Because my Marshall, as brilliant as my Marshall is,
yeah,
it's kin heavy.
Yeah, valve amps are not light, are they?
No.
I'm trying to think. You should feel the weight of my rectifier. That is a beast.
Never say that out loud again.
Right. No compressor before the drive. Yep. Thanks. And someone's from Idaho. Mick from Idaho. Nice to have you with us. One Carlos Villar. Is it okay to plug an acoustic guitar with active amplification system into my Katana, or should I only use passive? When you say active amplification, do you mean an active pickup? If so,
yeah,
that's fine.
I would say most acoustics have active, like a battery in them to power the piezo preamp. Or whatever.
Yeah,
preamp section. Yes, it shouldn't give out any more voltage.
It will be louder. It will be louder.
But it won't give out dangerously more.
No, definitely not. No, you're absolutely fine. So Mick, Paul, are you using the 50 watt or the 100 watt, and what's the difference between them? Yes, I'm using the 100 watt, Mick. Sir Mick, we're with someone with a proper knightage.
Knighthood, even.
Knighthood, not knightage. What's the difference between? There are some differences actually. The 100 watt has I think the difference is you can use a GAFC foot controller. Hold on.
Leans down to get said foot controller.
Beastie. One of these. You can use one of these with the 100 watt, which is one of the reasons why I bought it. So you can actually gig with it, because to be honest, this thing is, when you're gigging, the GAFC is pretty much a must. Unless you're using, external pedals and you're just using it as a clean platform. But I think that's the difference. There might be some other differences. A couple of controls on the front, but nothing that you can't do via USB inside the computer and connecting to it. Could you explain how to use the pedal bend? I've done a video on that, Andrew. So have a look at our videos. Have a look at the Katana videos, and I feel like I should just be setting up the pedal board. Should I just do it? Do you want to talk for a minute, and I'll set up a pedal board, and then I can show people how to do these things.
Okay, so while Paul sets up the pedal board, keep questions coming because it's looking good. We are not only going to do Katana stuff. I promise we'll do other things as well. Do I need to pad more?
Yeah, keep padding.
Keep padding. Okay.
Answer some questions.
Okay.
Is there any question? You a bit loose on questions?
Well, other than Anthony saying I'm an old man, I'm starting to agree with him after my drive home anyway.
You're an old man?
Yeah, I feel like it.
Okay. Well,
Are you up and running?
I'm rigged up. Yeah, I mean it's been some time since I've done this.
My padding sucks clearly.
If I go to pedal effects,
hang on, let me put you back on. There we go.
Okay. So if I go to now, it's been some time since I've done this. So at the moment, my pedal, I'm pushing down on my expression pedal, and it's controlling the volume, but also the wah switched in. Now you can have it pre and post amp, which means you can have depending on what you're using here, pedal wah or volume, you can have that before the amplifier or after the amplifier. Let me go to a sine, and okay, so at the moment you'll see I've got here, it says function because I've got it plugged into expression 1. Go to pedal. Let me turn that off. Sine. Okay. So I can at the moment. So it's set to volume, foot volume. Okay, there is a difference. I don't know. I'll work that out for you. So what you can do is set down here to you can make the expression pedal do whatever you want. So if I choose pedal effects and go into my pedal effects now, switch that on, I can now make that the wah wah. So I've got an expression pedal plugged into my GAFC foot controller, and now that is my wah wah pedal. If I put pedal bend, now this is a pitch shifter.
Oh, it's a whammy, isn't it?
A whammy, exactly, yeah.
It's a whammy.
Lots of fun if you want to do Tom Morello sort of stuff.
That's the only way to do the wee solo from Killing an Animal, isn't it? It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I should learn that. Hopefully that answered the question. I plug it there. Where are we? Okay. Yes. So, could you explain how to use a pedal bend? So I've done a video on this, but if you basically, pedal position. So that is at what point your heel position is at. So imagine so you can have it at 0, which when your pedal's all the way back, it's off. Now, if I switch that forward, now my pedal position is still off, but it's creating a pitch shift. Now, if I move it up to 100, my pedal is still off. And it's still, now it's fully on. So if I turn it off, now if I put my pedal forward, 100%, I get that sound. So basically, yeah, the whammy on the Boss Katana is amazing, actually. It's really good.
It sounds really good, actually. It sounds as good as the hardware.
Yeah, if not better. Okay. Hope that helps, Andrew. Let me know if it didn't and you want to know more. Oh, man, didn't know this was on today. Sold my 50, got the 100 coming tomorrow. Nice. And the JFC coming in a couple of weeks. Great, brilliant. Oh, second-hand bargains. Nice one, mate. Thanks for putting this out and practicing. Great, nice one. Let us know how that goes. Jim says, I followed your delay instruction this AM and cannot get near the sound you're getting. Could you show all of your settings? I didn't I? Okay. You mean all of the settings? Okay. No, I don't. Yeah, I've done a preset pack, Jim, which is on there. So yeah, if the thing is, if I go through all of the settings, actually, if I go through all of the settings, I mean, okay, look, I've done this preset pack. If you get the preset pack, it basically gives you all the settings, and then all you've got to do from that. So it's basically channel B, so channel 2 on the B section, and then if you copy those delay settings in over that patch, you'll get that sound. I hope that helps. For me to go through all the different sounds would probably take the whole of this live Q&A. So yeah, I mean, I can't remember what it is. It's like $10 or something, so it's not horrendous, but I know everyone
worth the price of admission, as they say.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Anthony Zeri says, trust me, I would take the 2x12, but that's what I have. Yeah. The JFC is going to be useful. Yeah, all my friends show me to sound good for jazz. Yes, does the Katana sound good for jazz? I want to know that. I think James would say that I'm definitely not a jazz guitar player.
I would definitely say you are not a jazz guitar player. I would say I am closer to a jazz guitar player than what you is.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Says that he just is. I mean, the first thing you have to do with jazz, remember, is turn off the reverb.
Oh, do you? Oh, I'm definitely not playing no jazz.
A proper jazzy sound has very, very little reverb.
Really?
If you're a John Scofield fan, you then crank up the chorus.
Oh, that's a horrible sound.
It is not my favourite sound, I have to admit. I think you can get, certainly the way you've built patches, Paul, only using the clean channel and then building dirt on top of it. I think that's the most sensible way to make a good functional range of amp sounds. When people start changing the amp model and going, to me that's just, unless you can't get it in the pedals, that's when you change amps. I've always been like that, even with amps with like multiple channel amps. I had a Marshall, the 30th anniversary, the blue one, the dark blue Marshall. They did a 25th anniversary, which was the Silver Jubilee. Then they did a 30th anniversary, which was blue, really dark, navy blue. It was gorgeous, but it was so complicated. I only ever used one channel and then put pedals in front.
Nice.
It's like, it's almost like, so that the Boogie pedal board, you know, you've got nearly as many pedals just for the amp as you have for your pedal board.
Yeah. So it's so true, actually. It's
I
think I
think
have a Mark IV, and that was like the pedal board was like that.
Yeah, I mean they're fantastic, fantastic amplifiers, and you get any noise you want out of the thing as long as you like Marshall. But I think the Katana is a great place to start for any style.
I do.
If you're turning up and doing high-end jazz gigs and you turn up with a Katana, you're going to get some funny looks. But these days, who's turning up to do any gigs?
Is there that snobbery in jazz? Is there? Is there?
Really is.
Is there like But some jazz musicians, or some jazz amps are like solid state.
You turn up with a polytone, you're going to get someone look at you and go, nice amp. If you turn up with a Peterson or something old, people are going to go, nice. You turn up with AC30, they're going to look at you and go, ugh, Beatles fan.
What about dual rectifier?
I think they might have something to say. It's like nearly as good as turning up with a PV Bandit. And let's face it, that was a lot of ours first amplifier.
Isn't it just? Yeah, that was my first amp.
Yeah, I actually had a Marshall. It was my first amp. It was a Marshall Reverb 12.
See, that's the way that you rock in Ipswich.
Alright.
Okay. Where are we? Oh yeah. So if anyone's got any opinions about the is the Katana good for jazz, please let Gerardo know. How to reduce nasally bridge sound on a crunch guitar. Fig on the Katana. Do you know what? 6-string standard. That's probably the guitar.
I was about to say it's probably the guitar rather than the amp. But
yeah, I reckon nasally. I'm guessing. I mean, are you using P90s? I did do a video of how to notch out sounds, but I know I go on about it all the time. But Telecasters, most versatile guitar ever. I know they're boring, but they just sound killer. I love a Telecaster. I like single coils personally. Every time I put in my Les Paul, I always go, God, I just need single coil.
So to me, a studio needs 3 or 4 guitars.
Yeah.
A Tele.
Yep.
A Strat.
Yep.
A Les Paul.
Yep.
And something hollow, a 335
yes.
or
Gretsch.
Because it is a different note. A Gretsch, a 335, a big acoustic, like a one. Is it a 125? Was the Gibson 125 the big jazz guitar?
175, I think, wasn't it?
175. Sorry, yeah. it's all numbers.
I think.
4 guitars. Anything over that is you start getting into a little bit of guilty pleasure, which we're all.
Oh yeah.
We're all guilty of, or a little bit of. This is a specific guitar for a specific job. You can work hard and get a very, very cool guitar sound for any style of music out of 4 guitars.
Yes.
That's going to cost you 10 grand.
Unless
good ones of those.
I think possibly. I mean, you could do sort of modern metal stuff, but I think, like a modern metal guitar player would probably say you'd need something like I don't know,
an Ibanez something, or a Schecter, or a super. Yeah. Let's call it Super Strat.
If you want, yeah, or one of the new Ormsby's or something like that. But yeah, one of those real sort of heavy guitars. But then
a lot of those guitars are, we built this guitar based on the sound of a Les Paul or a Strat, and then we took it to another level.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've got a couple of guitars in my collection which don't fall into that category because I love playing them. Because for gigging, the last guitar I did 400 gigs in a row on was my Eggle, because in one guitar I had enough of a Les Paul tone and enough of a Strat tone that I could live with it in one guitar, not having to worry about get rid of that one, put that one on. It was close enough for rock and roll, jazz, and whatever I needed to play.
Yeah. Can I just switch over? Can I switch over to my screen?
Yes.
6-string standard. I did do a video on this, but I'll just show you something just quickly. We on my screen, yeah?
We are, yeah.
Okay. Go to the EQ section in the Tone Studio. Now you've got a choice here of amp out or amp in. Go to amp in and choose parametric EQ. So the parametric EQ is, as James knows, because this is what we use in recording studios, it's probably the most versatile EQ for notching out certain frequencies. Now you can do it with the graphic EQ, but I prefer this. So let's say a nasal frequency. So James, what frequency would you say was nasal?
Anything between 350 to about 550 for me is nasal.
Oh really? I'd say that's low. I'd say it's more 800y. Would you not? Okay.
Right.
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to.
No, when I'm
no.
Well, no, but when I'm honing in on the nastiest bit of a kick drum, it's normally around about
400,
350 to 500e.
Yeah, I agree.
But hang on, I've lost your screen a second.
Are you okay? I'll wait till you come back.
There we go, we're back.
Okay, so let's say the nasal frequency is between 500 to 1 kilohertz.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just say, just for the sake of this, 800. Okay, low mid Q, your low mid Q, crank that up to about 8. So that's getting a point on this EQ, and then boost. Okay, see what happens. Sounds like Santana, unfortunately.
Mark Knopfler.
Okay. Okay, so then I've got to have my tone. Then boost the low mid gain, and then find the frequency that you want to get rid of. So say it's 800, and then bring it back to a minus number. Just knock it back 5 dB. And then take out the EQ, see if it's any better. And that's how you do that.
Even on Texas Specials, that sounds better.
Sorry?
Even on Texas Specials, that sounds better.
Does it?
Yeah.
These aren't Texas Specials.
Are they not?
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
No, they're not, unfortunately. I quite like Texas Specials.
They're very thin, though, aren't they? They're very...
Yeah. Anthony says, have you played with the power section on the Katana? Yes, I did a video on that as well. Personally, I couldn't hear any difference between the Boss and other people apparently say that if you turn up the power section, turn up the master output up fully, and then you control your volume from the preamp volume as opposed to the power amp. I couldn't hear any difference. Okay. Reason
Mikey 8 mentions. Dive in.
Go on.
You're about to
2x12. I tried a bareface 2. Mike's tried the bareface 2x12 at the guitar show in Islington and was absolutely marvelous. Excellent. Oh yeah, we'd like to try that, wouldn't we?
One, where I didn't see bareface there, and two, Mike 8, why didn't you come and say hello? Because I was there for both days. Yes, it's funny actually because Bareface is the brand, Paul, that we were talking about the other day, that I couldn't remember the name of the brand.
Yes, it was,
that Jen cut one of the guys from that brand's hair, so I've got an in. So I want to get the 2x12 because it's supposed to be absolutely bonkers.
So that's the thing you should get. Go and get that 2x12 and go and get a Katana 100 head.
Sounds good.
Paul, I appreciate your tutorials on the Katana. I'm selling 2 Epiphone Galaxy 25s and buying a 50-watt Katana. Better usage in the bedroom for an old man. Brilliant. Epiphone, I don't know the Epiphone Galaxy 25. Don't know that one at all. If I can offer any opinion on that, Mike, I would go for the 100. You can use it on the 5-watt setting. It's no louder. And you get more versatility with the 100. Peter Dalmans says, I have a Katana 100 Mark II 1x12 and a Katana 50 Mark 1. Oh, brilliant. Thing is, I like the sound and possibility of the 100 better than the 50, but I like the weight of the 50 more. Oh, that's fair enough. That's interesting. Yeah, if anyone lives near Surrey in the UK and has got a Boss Katana Mark 1, and you can lend it to me, and I'll obviously do a load of patches. Please let me know because I'd like to do some stuff for the channel on the Mark 1.
I think currently everyone's in the States who's watching.
Apart from Mr. Ayton and Daniel.
Of course.
In the 67 used to gig. Nice, yeah, nice. And Peg SV2, yeah, nice. What would the effect be on the sound when rehousing the 100, e.g. getting a pine cab and changing the speaker for a Neo creamback, which should take the weight down? Any thoughts on that? That's interesting.
I didn't know they did neodymium creambacks.
I didn't know they did a neodymium.
I would like to try that because Neo speakers are significantly lighter. I know bass amp manufacturers are starting to use neodymium because it has very good low-end resonance, and obviously that's what bass is worried about. I'm going to investigate getting one of those because that sounds interesting. I didn't know such a thing existed. Yeah.
I would say you'd really have to love a Katana to have to, because it sounds like if you're going to get a cab made and change the speaker, it's basically can't be far off the price of a Katana on its own.
Of a Katana.
You've got to love the Katana to do that. But yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, it's a great idea. And why not modern amp? Great. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I know that some people have recovered them. You know, like have you seen the car wraps, James?
Yes, yeah.
So
Yeah, my father-in-law does them.
Does he? Oh, that's interesting.
As in, he works for a company that does
wraps
the heat shrinky kind of
Oh, excellent. Well, apparently people are doing them to katanas. I'd like a gold one if you could sort that out.
That's quite funny.
Bruce has 2 SVT.
Nasty.
How do you record with the Katana Mark II 100 and Studio One? I've done a video on that as well, Richard. I've done a video on everything. Basically, are you using? Can you tell me if you're using a Mac or a PC? And there is a difference because a Mac can choose. Oh, shall I switch on Studio One? Quickly go to that, James. Should I do that? No, I'm not going to do it just in case you mess it up. If you've got a Mac, you can basically choose different input drivers to output drivers. So you can have the Boss Katana as your input, and then you're monitoring the Boss Katana through your interface, through your audio interface, which is how I do all my videos, all of the Boss Katana videos. So hope that helps. Okay. Oh god, I seem to have scrolled down too fast. Oh wow, we've got loads of questions.
A matchless voice like an AC30. Yeah, matchless is a gorgeous sound.
Oh yeah, I'd love a matchless. Hold on, where's this? Where am I?
I'd love a matchless. Matt Wright.
Oh Matt, yeah, Matt's got some nice gear. Matt's got some really nice gear.
I had a matchless for about 3 weeks and did not want to give it back. I'm pretty convinced that they used a matchless on the Bryan Adams Run to You track.
Oh really?
As in the I'm fairly convinced. It's yeah, and for the
What's that? No, I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna mess it up, aren't I?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, James.
It would be on my shopping list if I had a commercial studio where I had bands coming in all the time who wanted to record. I would have one of those. It's like, do you know what? I'd have a matchless. I'd have a Soldano. I'd have. Yeah.
Well, do you know what I think about the matchless? I think the matchless is. I think they're going to be the new Dumble, and I don't mean that they're going to sound like a Dumble, because they don't. But in 20 years' time, if you've got a vintage matchless, worth a fortune.
Yeah,
that's what I think. Because they're so well built and they sound amazing. It's the ultimate AC30. Have you tried
without all the hang-ups of an AC30, like them eating valves?
Yeah, it's funny about that, isn't it? It's funny about that, but even the Morgan, the AC20, eats valves.
But it's to do with the tone stack and the way the power is distributed through the tone stack. Normally, and say this is my very, very layman's understanding that I've been given.
Right.
In the tone stack or the valve sequencing, the gain is brought up very gradually, whereas in an AC30, it's brought up hard in the first valve, and then sequentially, you're driving the rest of the valves hard. But where you normally ramp up the gain, you hit it hard early on. That's the difference, and that's why they eat valves.
How is it?
That was how it was explained to me by someone who was explaining valve theory, not necessarily amplifier manufacture.
It's my favourite. It's my favourite style of amp. It's an AC30 style amp. Love them. What is the easiest way to use? Sorry, have you tried the Mark II Stereo Link Lone Plumber? I haven't. I know it's supposed to sound brilliant. You need obviously. I'd need to get another Katana. Again, that's another video I need to do. I need to get another
Boss
Katana.
Not just send you one.
Probably. I asked. Funny enough, I asked Matt from Boss the other day if they had any Mark 1s, and he said no. So I'll ask. That's a good point, actually. I'll ask them if they can
It's
send me.
not like we're not making a few videos, or you're not making a few videos for them.
I know. Yeah, tell me about it. Thanks, boss. By the way, they don't pay me to make the video, so don't think that. What's the easiest way to use the tap tempo on the Katana Mark II? Just done a video on it. Have a look at my delay video that came out yesterday. Are you on the what one are you on? Yes. So you can tap it on the top, or have a look at the video. I explained how you can get an expression pedal and you can tap the tempo on that and how to set it up. Have you played with the power amp settings, system file knobs? Flat 1 hertz 0 dB. Sorry, explain. Have you played with the power amp settings in Katana file? In settings and system file, knobs are flat 1 hertz. 1 hertz 0 dB Katana 100. Can you explain what you mean? 1 hertz. Do you mean 1 kilohertz? Don't know. Okay. Sorry, Anthony. Yeah, if you don't mind explaining that again, I'll do my best to answer it. 50 has no effects loop. So there's the other thing about the 50, the Katana 50. It doesn't have an effects loop. Thanks, Bruce. Ryan says, "Hey fellas, late to the party. Awesome. Hi Ryan, how you doing?" Michael, Michelle, do you guys still own a Townsend lab? Oh, James, have you got a Townsend lab?
I certainly have, and I really like it.
However,
I now work a lot with Antelope Audio, and they have a range of modelling microphones that I also really like.
Very well done.
And
mate.
you've got an Antelope, haven't you? You've got an Edge as well, haven't you?
The Edge is brilliant. Edge is a great mic. Yeah, that's a really good mic. I've used a Townsend mic. I'm James obviously can't give his full opinion because he works for Antelope, but
no, I can. I mean, I can be very honest and say the Townsend Labs is a great microphone.
Yeah, it's a great microphone.
It's very flexible. The interface is as detailed as you want it to be. You don't have to dive into all the goodies and extras that are in there, but there is a lot going on.
Right.
The Antelope stuff for me is just easier to get a great sound. The one, and I've said this for many things, be it Slate, be it Antelope, be it Townsend Labs. The fact that we are taking mic modelling seriously, they're all going to win, because currently there are only 3 options: Slate, Townsend Labs, or Antelope. The fact that we're even talking about microphone modelling as a serious thing means that it's winning.
Yeah.
And when someone says, "Oh, but it doesn't sound like a U87 or it doesn't sound like a C12," well, you could put 50 C12s next to each other if you could afford them, and they would all sound different.
Yeah.
You could put 25 different U87s or U47s next to each other; they would all sound different. So when someone says, "Oh, it doesn't sound like a C12 to me," you go, "Well, which one?" The largest microphone collection in the UK, stroke the world, is that's owned by Universal Records, otherwise known as Abbey Road and Capitol in LA. Between them, they have the largest microphone collection in the world, even bigger than John McBride's collection at Blackbird in Nashville. Between those 3 places, you could find multiple numbers of pretty much every production mic that's ever existed. And I guarantee they all sound different. When someone says, "Oh, we've got a stereo pair of U67s," I bet they haven't.
But there's a sound. There's a certain type. I know what you mean. They do. Yes, they do all sound different. But there's a certain character to a 47 that's different to an 87. That all 47s would sound slightly different, but they wouldn't sound so different. So a 47 would sound like
agreed.
An 87. Yeah.
Agreed. But when someone says, "Oh, it doesn't start at 47," you say, "Hey, which one?"
Yeah,
but I mean,
that's fair enough.
But also, the other thing for me is I have 2 vintage microphones that genuinely are vintage. I've got a 67. No, sorry, 67 and an 87.
You've got a 67?
I have a 67.
What?
I have no power supply for it.
Here we go.
But I do have a 67. I also have a vintage.
Nice.
I also have a vintage 87, which sounds glorious. It never comes out because I can't risk it falling over on a session.
Wow, you've got 60. You need to get the power supply for that 67.
I know I do. It's finding one or getting one built. It's not cheap.
Wow, great!
It's
awesome.
it's beautiful.
I didn't know that. Yeah, lovely.
I won't tell you how much they cost me because it's quite a story. Or I could tell you the story and you could all just hate me.
Well, we'll do it. Let's do another podcast on that.
It's a quick story. It is quite quick.
On then.
So I love a car boot sale. I absolutely adore a car boot sale. So for anyone not from the UK, a car boot sale is basically lots of people drive into a field, open the boot of their car, their trunk, and they sell off their junk. The junk in their trunk, if you will. And what they normally do is they'll get like a pasting table out and they'll put that in front so that everyone just piles their shit they're trying to get rid of onto a trestle table. And my wife and I love these because you find some amazing things. And I said to this guy, how much for your microphones, mate? And he went, ooh, £90. I went, for both of them? You're joking. This one's mashed. And I went, I'll give you 40 quid. And he went, oh, no. I went, looked at him a bit. I said, you saw this one's not hot because it has got property of XXXXX ink stamped in the side. And I'm not going to say who. And he said, oh, give me 60 quid. And I went, all right, 60 quid. Ran away from him as fast as I possibly could. It cost me 350 quid to get the capsule resputtered and serviced on the 87. And the 67, I've had it serviced. It's all working inside. I just need to find a power supply.
That's got to be one of the ultimate stories. That's like us guitarists finding a. I mean, it's not quite like finding a 62 Strat or something, but
it's a barn find, isn't it? It's a classic
amazing.
car barn find.
That's a great story. Oh, mate, you need to get a power supply for that, or give it to me, and I'll get a power supply for it.
It's on my eBay and my Reverb hit list, but unfortunately, they're normally with microphones, and they normally want 20,000 quid for them.
Yeah. Wow, nice one. Okay, how about a Charvel Super Strat? I used to have a Charvel. I used to have a. Oh, God, I can't remember which model it was. Good, yeah, good unit.
I had a Maison or a Mason, depending on where you're from, which was the copy of the Charvel, which was the Super Strat.
How was it?
Maison.
Maison. No more guitars and different tunings. Yeah, love guilty pleasures. Yeah. 10 guitars I need for different tunings. Yes. Oh God, I think we're quite far behind on the questions. Seriously considering Mark II, is the Artist the only one with the effects loop? And does the Artist come with the 50 watt version? No, the 100's got an effects loop.
What's the Artist? What does the Artist bit mean?
The Artist has a different speaker in it, and it has slightly more controls on the top. You can choose the resonance, the cab resonance. Personally, yeah, great. I think the Artist sounded good actually. Yeah, great, awesome. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to convince him to get the 100, but get the Artist if you can get the Artist. I don't think the Artist comes in a 50 watt version. Yes, and Mike there just said yes, the 100 has an effects loop. Thanks, Mike. My 100 and effects loop. Yeah, thank you. So I don't need to get the sorry, I'm just trying to get through all these questions. Oh my word, there is a lot of questions.
Oh my God, I'm just scrolling down. Wow.
Yeah, thank you. So I don't need the Artist note. Okay. Speakers, what's the big difference? Yeah, so the speakers in the Artist has got an upgraded speaker, which is supposed to sound better. Out there. Telly's Rock, one of the most versatile guitars out there. Couldn't agree more. Definitely. So we need to cut down the latency. Is there a way to cut down the latency when I record from USB? I also want to record super quiet from USB, even with USB output. Is at 200% in Tone Studio.
The latency thing will be down to your buffer size in your DAW.
Exactly.
So, general rule, and I've been doing a lot of videos on this week for. I've had to learn 6 different DAWs this week, which is frying my brain a little bit. The general rule is small buffer when recording, large buffer when tracking, unless you're using Luna, when it doesn't matter.
True. Or Pro Tools HD.
Yeah, but the chances are you're probably not using HD. Yeah, small buffer for recording, that will reduce the latency. Anything below 64 samples on with a device with a good driver, as in good driver software, which I suspect the Katana has, you won't hear it.
No, I agree. Feels great. Yes, so yes, as James said, it's dependent on your DAW and your computer more than the Katana. If you let us know what DAW you're using, we could probably help with that.
Well,
James
after this week, I've probably used them all.
Yeah. I'm trying to find questions.
Mike, yes, I was demoing bass. I was demoing for the audio distribution group. I had a lovely set of. I had some Bergantino stuff to one side of me. I had the dark glass stuff, which I've bought one of to the other side, and I was stuck in the middle. Here I am, stuck in the. Anyway, moving
on. Okay, Joe Grover, the effing game cat. Great name. Deciding artist or not, so hard to decide. All 8 channels don't work on the foot switch, but modelling types available without the software, different speaker and artist. Is it worth it? Try it out, Joe. If you can, most shops now will send you one, and you get like a 14-day send back. It's well worth trying out, and then try out the 100. I would probably say that you'll go with you'll save the money and buy the 100. I think the 100 sounds great. Okay.
I like Ryan 13's. My Katana 100 hates the dimmer switches in my kitchen and living room. The answer to that is don't play the guitar in the kitchen or the living room.
You're playing the Katana in the kitchen? What's that about?
Well, maybe he's after some soul food.
Oh, very good, very good. Dimmer switches are a nightmare with guitar amps, full stop, and especially single coils.
And also UV tubes don't play nice with single coils.
Definitely.
That's why humbuckers were invented. Let's face it. The whole phrase humbucker, to buck the hum, comes from problems with lights and electrical circuits.
Yeah.
I've done so many gigs on stages where we've spent probably 45 minutes trying to find a plug for the guitar that didn't cause only to find when we got into the gig they turned all the working lights off and all those hums had gone away anyway.
Yeah. Mike said, Mike, you and me are definitely we're completely the opposite when it comes to microphones. He's not a lover of U87. I love a U87.
Nah, I'm not a fan of the U87.
Aren't you? You as well?
Nah.
Do you know what I did? I was over in Norway with Jack Rubinacci, and we were doing a radio interview. Jack was doing this performance of this radio interview, and literally there were about 4 guitarists staying around, and the radio had 4 U87s that was miking up the guitar and the guitar and the singer. And I'd never heard such a great sounding set of mics. I don't know if there was something special about these U87s, but they sounded amazing.
They are great mics, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't use an 87.
You wouldn't use it? Oh,
no.
Great. I'd love. Give me your 87. I'll stop it for something.
It sounds great on saxophone. I mean, it sounds amazing. No, you're not having it because it's worth way more because of what it has stamped in it. And I can't say because someone would.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a bit warm. I mean, it's so long ago, but wow. it's worth more for what's got stamped on it.
Is the studio still open?
No, but the company is.
Oh, this is good. This is a story I'm going to find out later on. Okay, so I guess we've gone over the hour.
We have.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I mean, it seems like this is much smoother using this software.
There's been a few spinning camera things, icons, things like that, a little bit, but I don't think it's been too bad. Let us know in the comments, please, if it was better. There is still more we can do with the StreamYard platform. What I'm really liking about working with these guys is that this is the free one. We've tried it tonight, which is the free version. We can, if you think it's worth it, you the consumer, as it were, think it's worth it. There's a lot more we can do with it, personalize it, make it our own, and also StreamYard are willing to work with us to make it do the things that we know currently that it can't, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
that's great, isn't it? That's really
there's
good.
a lot going on. There's a few things that we need to make happen,
And also,
so we can do better stuff for you.
and also we can also transmit to Facebook Live at the same time, can't we? With this,
We can. I think we
Well,
can go to
awesome.
about
This
4 or
is
5
awesome.
different platforms at the same time.
Well, we've got to do this. Okay, next week we're going to do Facebook and this. Okay, this is brilliant. Peter Dalmans. I always stick my GAFC to the magnet in my speaker for transport. It's very convenient and does not rattle around. Do you think it can harm? Do you think it can harm the speaker? Do you know what? I did that. I had I stuck mine in the back of the amp, and the magnet is so strong on the Katana that the GFC just goes whack into the into the back of the speaker. And yeah, so no, I think you'll be all right, mate. I don't think there'll be any problems with that.
Fred says, how does it compare to OBS? I mean, from a usage point of view, StreamYard is a doddle. I was late coming on. Normally, Paul and I will have a run through, or at least a tech workout in the afternoon, and then we'll go live. We'll be setting up from 7:30. Because of family stuff, I walked into the studio at about 10 to 8 tonight.
Yeah.
Having had a very quick run through yesterday, and we've gone and done it, and it's been, I think, a million times better. Various people are saying they like it. Yeah, so Mick, I think my stream was freezing, but that could also be the fact that I'm trying to transfer a 15 gig file up to WeTransfer at the same time. But as that 15 gig file started this morning, I wasn't willing to stop it. But I think this is better. I think we're going to work on this platform, and say they're certainly willing to work with us and build up what we're doing and stuff. So that's all good. So if you've liked it, tell your friends. If you haven't liked it, tell your mum.
Oh yeah, if you've got any ideas of what you'd like us to do our live Wednesday Q&A on, just let us know. We like doing it, and it's keeps me from drinking beer on a Wednesday.
I am going to go and have a gin and tonic after that today.
Oh,
but,
I might
God.
do that as well, actually. Yeah, I think I've had a day of it, yeah.
All I can say is little ones at a beach.
Oh, nasty. Nasty. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we really enjoyed today.
Yeah, and we'll see. So keep any questions we missed out on this time. We will look through them and see if there's anything we can add offline. But also join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. See what I did there? Paul?
Really good. Yeah, I loved it.
No, you got the t-shirt on.
Oh, I see.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I was that quick.
My son always wants me to buy Batman t-shirts, so that's why I wear Batman t-shirts.
Nice. Cool. Well, we'll see you again soon, guys. Take care and have a good week. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Thank you.